Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. If you're out there, please say hi and let me know that you can see this and that you can hear everything. I just updated OBS, so I'm hoping that everything works well and that the software is not going to bug out on me and crash like it's been doing these past 3 days. So I'm going to type in the chat right now. Now, sorry for this unannounced live stream. If you're here, it's because I know that you have your notifications on and I appreciate you following. So I have a client who goes by the YouTube name Bridge Capper, and you could check out his channel just by searching for Bridge Capper. And this guy's very interesting. He's a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't know there was a huge fan base out there. And for the past, I would say 6 or 7 months, he's been sending me songs to help out with. He has all these musical ideas of how to reimagine the pieces, Sonic the Hedgehog themes, and it's been really fun because I've gotten to do a wide range of different styles of arrangements. So today I'm going to show you just a little bit of my process. I'm not going to get through the whole thing because I need to flesh out some of his ideas and then go back to him and see what he thinks about it. But I'm just going to take this time to just get the basic structure of the song. So I'm using Cubase 12 Pro right now, and I've imported the track. This is called Oil Desert Zone Act 2. But before I go on, I just want to see if anybody's still out there. The stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Okay, sorry. Let me know if there's any issues with the frame rate or the audio. All right, let's get to it. So first thing I did was I dragged in the track Oil Desert Zone Act 2. I have to say this is a very ugly or very quirky sounding piece. So I'm going to put this at the top, and then I'm going to color it whatever color just to make it bright. And I'm going to actually lower the volume because this looks like it's been mastered. And I'm going to play it, and then the next thing I'm going to do is try to figure out the BPM. So in this case, it's helpful if you don't know how to figure out BPM is just by hearing it, is to use a tempo app that has a tap function. All right, so I have about 128. I'm going to set it to 128 and see if that lines up. Let's see. Hey, David, thanks for the feedback. All right, so I got 128, and I'm going to line up the audio clips. I want it to be exact. And in Cubase, I'm pressing the letter H to zoom out, or zoom in, I mean. And then I'm going to drag it like this. I want it to start on the second measure. And then I'm going to put on the click. All right, so that's not lining up perfectly. Let me check one more time to see if the music's faster than the click. All right, so that actually starts right here. So I believe it's actually either 129 or 130 BPM. Let's try 129. Nope, it's lagging. All right, so 130 it is. The next thing I like to do is to listen to the themes, and I like that there is a marker function in here, and this is going to be found in other DAWs as well. I'm going to add that track, I'm gonna set it to a different color because I like to color code everything. Maybe something contrasting like this. And then I'm gonna mark the pickups, a theme. This I want to set to a grid. I'm gonna name this pickup. Pickup to theme 1. So this is gonna be theme 1. Da 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 da. And I'm gonna give that a different color as well. So that's all part of the same theme. All right, this is obviously the start of the second theme, so I'm going to write in theme 2 and give that a different color. By the way, if you're out there and you've played Sonic the Hedgehog games, do you recognize this piece? I know I already gave the title away, but do you recognize this? I'm curious to know how popular this actually is. All right, so I think I missed that right there while I was talking. All right, that's a new theme right there. How do I know it's a new theme? It's whenever the melody is starkly different from another melody, or the melody before it. I can hear a phrase, a melodic phrase, and if it's different enough, I just give it. I call it a new theme. So I'm gonna color code this one. So that's repeating. All right, so right here, it actually has a little transition and it's only 2 bars. So I'm going to label that transition. And I'm also going to set up a meter track. So our time signature track. And right here, I'm going to type in 2/4 because it's only 2 beats long. 1, 2, and then it repeats theme 1. This is why I like to create themes, because video game music is very repetitive. And let me actually make that the same color. There you go. It looks nice and neat. So I'm gonna, oops. There you go. Interesting. There you go. That is theme 1 again. And whenever a theme repeats, whenever you're identifying a theme, you want it to be the same color as the one before. So my guess is that it's going to repeat theme 2 and theme 3. I think it's 8 bars every single theme. Let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Theme 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Theme 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bar themes. That's pretty common with video game music. And let's fast forward this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Interesting. Okay, this changes a bit. This is the guy she told you not to worry. Oh, I'm sorry. No wonder it seemed... I forgot to change it back to 4/4 right here. That will change things. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this might be theme 2. Yep. Theme 2. I'll change the color later on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Theme 3. All right, so I don't have to go to the end because it just fades out. So my guess is that there are 3 themes in this song or in this piece, and it just repeats. After those 3 themes are played, it just repeats. So what this client asks me to do, he gives me specific instructions. He says, this track should sound desert-like and strong with flutes, strings, and sitars in the background. Also, could you change it into a funky groove? Thanks. Make sure it doesn't sound like dying ducks in the beginning. And could you put some new sections? So Bridge Capper wants me to create a new theme to add to this so that it doesn't sound so repetitive. And I'm going to do just that. But first, I'm going to go ahead and delete this part right here. I don't need it because it's just repeating. But I'll know later on that theme 1 is supposed to repeat. Maybe this is where I'll put my 4th theme. So the first thing I do, well, I say first thing I do musically as far as instruments go, is I either start with the bass or I start with the rhythm. Those are foundational instruments. In this case, I'm going to listen to the bass line, and I could pick a generic bass that I have. I might change it later on, but I just want to get the notes. And this is a fun part. Let's see. So I'm going to open up. I like using Easy Bass for this. Sometimes I change it later on. So I'll name it bass, add the track. I'm just getting generic notes. All right, so that's a very easy melody line because it sounds like it's called a lament bass. Whenever it goes from the minor 6 to the major 5 to the 4, and then I think it goes to the major 3rd. I could be wrong. So that's, if you can see my keyboard. So it starts in D minor. That's minor 6 in relation to F. And then it goes down to C, which is the 5th. And then it goes to B flat, which is the 4th. And I forgot what it goes to after that. All right, it goes to A, which is the major 3rd. So let's start notating it. And this is going to be very basic. It's video game music, so it could be a little mechanical, a little quantized. Later on, we'll fix that, though. Hopefully you can see this. 1. So the beat is 1, 2, 3, 4. The bass line is twice as fast as that. Bop, 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 bop. So I'm going to set my grid to 8th notes. Bop, bop, bum, 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 bum. So I have it on D, but it's going to be an octave lower. So I'm going to press Shift and down, and it knocks it down automatically. I'm going to zoom into this so you can see it better. And then it goes down to the 5th. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so it's playing the same shape of accompaniment. Bum, 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 bum. That's a B flat. or A sharp, but I call it B flat because that's correct. Bum 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 bum. And I think it holds on to that C right there. Hold on. Oops. Oh yeah. Let's see what it does after that. I think repeats. Bum bum bum. Yeah, so I'm gonna repeat this. I set it so that the letter D duplicates it. So instead of having to repeat all that, it just makes it a lot easier. All right, so I got my bass notes down. That was very easy. Now, the notes are going to be shorter, so what I'm going to do is set the grid to 16th notes. I like this feature in Cubase, and you could find it in some other DAWs as well. This is going to constrict the notes to the grid value. So it's command equals, and it's going to make those notes shorter. What this does is it's going to make it sound more staccato. And then I'm going to hold that C out, or I can press Shift. I set this, I think I set this, I customize this. I press Shift and backslash. And that's going to make it legato. So that's going to automatically connect it to the next note. And I'll do the same with that one. It's just faster than dragging the note to the value you want. All right, so this one, I'm going to set it to its own color because I'm going to separate these by theme rather than color code them by track. It's going to make it a lot easier later on whenever I extend this track and I copy and paste. I'll know where to copy from. All right, let's get started with the next section. And this one, I'm going to color code it blue. Maybe something a little more contrasting. There you go. All right. I need to listen to that again. Bum ba dum. 1, 1, 2, and 1. I'm gonna set that to 8th notes again. Whoops. Da da da. Da-da. All right, let's listen to that. Oh, I like that line. Ba-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-da-dum. It's chromatic. Let's. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum. 1 and 2 and. That holds out. Hopefully it repeats. I love repetition when it comes to work like this. Yep, it does repeat. Hallelujah. Okay, let's Repeat that. All right, now new theme. So the bass line is almost done with this. Hi there, hope you are doing fine. Hi D Piano, thanks for joining. I am doing very well, a lot better than I deserve. I should say that. Okay. So this is theme 3. So this one has a similar rhythm as theme 1. I think, or theme 2. Dun dun bum ba dum ba da dum. Bum 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 bum. Oops. Bum bum. That's the octave. Bum 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 bum. Sometimes I second guess myself because I'm hearing all these things going on in the background, and the notes can get lost easily. See right there, the bass is kind of it's kind of soft. Bum bum ba dum. Bum bum bum. Interesting change right there. Ba da dum ba dun dun. I think it plays out. Yes, it repeats. Good. All right, let's listen to that again. All right, now the transition. You know what? Actually, it would probably be better for me to make these the same color as the themes, or vice versa. Oops. It's prettier to me to look at blue and purples, but I already picked my colors up there. I should have had more contrast though. All right, let's listen to this part, or look at this part. Da-dum. Ba-dum. All right, I'm going to delete this right there. And that is my bass line. So I got the bass. I wouldn't say the bass is completely done. I would say that the basics of the bass is done. The structure. All right, next I'm going to add a drum beat. So I always default to Superior Drummer. I know some of you have Easy Drummer. I've never used the new one. I really want to use it. I would love to review it. So Tune Track, if you're listening, I would love to review it. Send me a copy, please. I'll give it away. Let's see. All right. So he wanted something funky, so I'm going to use a funk drum. There is, I'll use jazz pop, ayat, maybe something else. Hold on. No, I'll use dry funk. Dry funk's pretty nice. I just realized you can't see that. Okay. So I like dry funk because it has a very short attack. All right, so now I'm going to listen to that drum beat. I'm going to mute the bass. All right, the first thing is to get that pickup note. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da. That's going to be 16th notes. It's going to be D1. I'll make those shorter, 30-second notes. It's just visually more pleasing. I can see the separation. Now, I don't want it to sound like a machine gun, so I can go to functions, velocity, and I have a randomization of variance set to 25%. I think that's a good amount. Let's listen to it by itself. Sounds good. I might change it later on, who knows. All right, so I'm here. I'm trying to listen to the snare and the kick. Those are the most important things. So the snare is on 2 and 4. That's pretty easy. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then the kick is a little harder to hear for me. Let me mute this real quick. So I have sometimes I can take some liberties if I think it adds to the beat. Oops. All right, let's extend this actually because it might repeat. All right, I'm going to unmute these. And then there's a little drum hit right there. Everything else is pretty much the same. All right. Then I'm going to duplicate this. Whoops. Copy and paste this. A little too far. So I need to get rid of this one. What I like about Cubase is the ability to just move the MIDI notes up and down like this with the up and down arrow. It's very easy. Okay. So this sounds very mechanical, very lifeless. But that's okay. Because I'm going to do something cool right now. Okay. Now I'm going to open up Superior Drummer, go to Grooves, tap to find, actually not tap to find, excuse me. MIDI drop zone right here. You guys see that? MIDI drop zone, I could actually take this generic beat that I created, drop it in there, and it's going to find me something that matches. So the client wants something funky. Let me see if I could actually filter it even more. And then funk. All right, I like that one right there. I'm going to alter it a little bit. So I'm going to actually save this. I'm just going to drag it outside. And then drag that MIDI file in there. Sometimes I do play my own drums, but in this case, Superior Drummer has an actual drummer that plays the grooves, and it sounds more natural to me. Okay. In this case, I'm going to have to alter the kick to match what was there before. So right here, bum bum. Oh no, so where is it? Bum 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 bum. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to cut this in half and then duplicate this. Let's listen to it with just the bass and the drums that I made. All right, that sounds pretty cool. And again, this is going to change later on. Now, he wanted a sitar. I don't know how I'm going to add that. I don't know how to make it a desert sound. When I think of desert, I think of like Middle Eastern percussion, which is probably why he wanted a sitar. Flutes definitely are going to be needed. All right, so I'll worry about that later. Next, I'm going to make the drum part for theme 2 and theme 3. Usually this part is the same. Let's see. Let's listen to it real quick. Yeah, it sounds pretty much the same. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. All right. And even though these are the same, I'm going to make them the same color as their sections. And then let's listen to the drums on this one. Yeah, it's the same thing. Whoops, wrong color. There you go. So this is coming together pretty quickly. Hi, has 1289. I don't know how to say your username, but all right. Next is I'm going to create the melody, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, what I'm going to use, but let's just get these color coded real quick. Okay, maybe I'll use a piano. Now, I'm only using the piano as a note playback. This is not going to be the instrument that I use for the melody. Or I could use a flute. Doesn't matter. Let's use a flute just to give this more interesting sound. Timbre. Audio modeling is good. Whoops. flute. All right, so I'll mute these tracks because I want to hone in on the melody of the main track or the reference track. Now, if you're listening on headphones or on some good studio monitors, you'll notice that there is a melody on the left side and a harmony on the right side. So I'm going to have to do another track after this. Ba 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 ba. Okay, so I'm going to create this. Open that. And with audio, with this instrument, you have to set the expression above 0 in order to hear it. I don't know if those are the notes. So I'm going to go to CC11 and then make that about 75% of the way. That's probably a mezzo forte right there. And then let's listen again. Ba 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 ba. That's an A. Ba bum 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 bum. Oops. Bum bum bum. Same. I can't tell if that's an A flat or an A natural. Because, well, I'm going to go with A natural. I think it repeats. One way to tell is just to look at your old melody. One way to tell if it repeats is to look at the old melody and see if it lines up. Okay, so that duplicates, that repeats, I mean. There you go. And some of these notes I'm going to have to make shorter. Ba-bum, ba-bum. So I'm going to set this to 16th notes. Hi, Krauser. Hi there. Hope you are great. I am doing fantastic. Thank you. So let's listen to this. These are staccato. Ba-bum, ba-bum. So this, I'm going to make it shorter. Ba-bum. You know, instead of working on all of these, I'm just going to copy and paste. Let's add some vibrato just to give it some expression. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's add some reverb because it sounds horribile. Okay, that sounds good. Let's hear it with the tracks that I made. All right. Bear in mind that this is just the meat and potatoes of this track. There's going to be a lot of refining done later on. Once I get all the melodies and harmonies and rhythms and everything like that, then I start dressing it. I start looking for better sounds, or sounds that Swam sounds fantastic when you tweak it. But I'm talking about the right sounds for what the client is looking for, that theme he's going for, that ambience he's looking for. So but right now I'm just trying to get the notes. Let's go with the second one. Ba-bum, ba-bum. This is for the harmonies. I'll use another audio modeling. Let's see, I'll use an alto flute. Hi, Gazani. Actually, no, you know what? The harmony is higher, so I'm going to use the piccolo. What happened to it? Oh, I muted it. Pretty cool sound. So in this case, with the harmony, since the rhythm is almost exactly like the themes, usually harmonies have the exact same rhythm. Sometimes there will be certain notes that are held or shorter, but for the most part, they're the same. So what I do is that I copy and paste the melody to the harmony track, and then I'll use that rhythm as a template. And so instead of trying to figure out the rhythm, I just have to figure out the notes. All right, so I'm going to solo these. So A sharps are going to go down to A. Actually, let me mute this real quick. Bum 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 bum. All right, let me mute that. Da 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 da. That's the note. Da, da, da. I just need to get this one right here. You're very welcome, Bridge Capper. Everybody check out his channel if you like Sonic the Hedgehog. Oops, I missed that note. Bum, bum, ba-dum. That's half step. And okay, this part, I imagine it's going to be the same, so I'm going to also duplicate that. If it's not the same, I'll be able to see the difference. Like it's not corresponding to that melodic line or harmonic line. All right, let's hear those parts together. Now, something about that harmony sounds weird. Da, da, da. I don't know if it actually goes up that high. Bum, bum. So listen to that again. It does. That sounds weird. Your content is awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys watching too. I'm not going to make this too long because I have a performance tonight, but I wanted to get on. Actually, you know, I have to apologize because I posted on the community page that I was going to have a review. I was going to do a review of Native Instruments Session Guitarist Electric Mint. However, I've been having issues with my camera and it's been turning on and off. I finally plugged it into another port and that seems to have solved the issue. So I will have that on Friday for those of you who are curious about and want to win a chance to win Electric Mint by Native Instruments. Also, if you like my channel, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to be posting more often. Also, let me know in the comments what you think of this idea. So I want to start showing you how to program guitar, but like do little exercises live and show you my thought process. The problem with doing it on my website or strictly for my website is that I have to edit the videos and I hate editing videos. I do everything myself on this channel, the designs, the thumbnails, the scripting, all the ideas. It's just all me and it gets really tiring. I just want to teach. I want to just show you. I kind of want it to be like as if you were in the room with me and I'm just talking about how I do it so that you can learn as well. Let me know what you think about me doing either every other day or a couple of times a week, just making guitar riffs, making bass riffs, just working on my stuff. Let me know what you think about that, and I will see if I can do it because I need to grow this channel. I want to grow this channel, and I want to be a help to you guys. So I don't like the sound of that flute right here, so I'm going to change the instrument. Let me. So there is a place I get asked like what instrument do you what guitar do you recommend, or what guitar is the best, or what flute is the best, what trumpet is the best, what drum set. It doesn't matter what instrument. People are always asking me which one do you recommend. The truth is that if you're going to do this professionally, you're not going to just stick to one single instrument because every instrument is going to fit better in different styles or different situations. For example, this flute or swam instruments sound great when you're doing solos. However, I don't really like them when they're in an ensemble because they're not multi-track or they're not multi-mic'd. So you don't get the mix, the blend that you would get with sample libraries that are multi-sampled. Whereas where you get the close mic, you get the what is it called? The Deca tree. You get the room mics. All of that together starts making the instruments blend really well. Whereas in this case, you have a very detailed instrument, something that sounds good in the forefront. I want these to blend a little bit, so I'm gonna choose a different instrument right now. So I'm gonna open my Vienna Synchron player. And I recently got this Synchron Woodwinds. It's amazing. So I'm going to choose Flute 1. Hopefully this doesn't crash on me. Cubase has been really good to me, but whenever it takes that long, I start getting worried. As a matter of fact, thanks for reminding me, Internet. I'm going to save this. This is called Oil Desert Zone Act 2. Desert Zone Act 2. And I have this saved under Bridge Capper. Now let's listen to this one. This is such a gorgeous flute. So I'm going to open up the default preset, which is going to give me all the different mics. I want something with vibrato. A little bit more attack, so I'm going to choose marcato. That sounds good. So I'm going to set this. Oh, actually, I need to move these notes up one octave. So Vienna Symphonic uses key switches. That is D0. Then marcato start is C1. After doing this for a while, it becomes easier and easier to just click in where those notes are. Plus Cubase shows you the exact notes on the side. And then A sharp 1 is with vibrato. So those are my key switches right there. I'll reduce the velocity just so I know later on those are key switches. Let's listen to that by itself. And then I'm going to want the dynamic to be loud on this. So I'm going to go to modulation, and I'll set it all the way up, I'll have to adjust some of those notes and make them longer so you can hear more of the vibrato. But for the next one, I'm going to choose flute 2 with the Vienna or synchron woodwinds. But you could use another one, whatever sounds best, just audition them. I'm going to let that load because there's just a lot of samples in there. There you go. And then this one, I'm going to raise the modulation almost all the way up to set the dynamic. I'll go ahead and fix those notes since the melody is very important. So I highlighted both tracks and you could see both of them here, so I can edit them concurrently. I'll make that note longer. Make that one longer. Bum. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Maybe a little shorter. Yeah, that sounds better to my ears. I wish it had a little more vibrato. It would sound better. Make that shorter. This part I'm just going to copy and paste. It's just a lot of work. It's going to save me lots of time. So Bridge asks me, can you try to swing the song a bit? Yes, Bridge. Yes. So in that case, how do I swing the song? We can swing the melody. We can swing the rhythm. Let's listen to the drums first. So the drums, I'm trying to see if they have, I'm trying to hear if they have a swing. So there's 16th notes, and in 16th notes, it's harder to hear the swing. It's usually easier with 8th notes. But these are so fast that they're more aligned to the grid. If you did want to swing them, you simply highlight those notes, go to quantize, open quantize panel, and add swing. You can set it to 50%. You can set it to anywhere between 0 and 100%. I'll show you what 100% looks like. Sounds like. It's not going to sound good. It just sounds sloppy to me. So let's go back to, let's go down to 50%. So I'll just do that at, I'll undo all of that. You're really going to hear it with the snares, since those are set to, I think they're set to 8th notes. Oh, in any case, let's do it, set it to about 60, 65. And I don't know if you could see on your computer, when I adjust the swing within the quantize settings, you actually see the grid lines shift. And this is what I love about Cubase. Logic does not do this, and it's one of the frustrating things about Logic, because I wanted to shift a note closer to the grid line and it wouldn't allow it. So if you can see this, it's shifting those grid lines to match the swing. All right. So you're not going to really hear the swing on these, the snares, because, is that the snare? Oh no, because they're right on the beat. Usually the swing is felt more on the second and third note of each beat. Can I influence swing with velocity? I'm trying to understand what you mean by that, Rasta. Can you influence swing with velocity? I suppose if, that's a really great question. I suppose if you're using ghost notes, or if you're, if you're using ghost notes, it might make it sound like it has a little bit more swing, but yeah, it's going to change the feel definitely if you add ghost notes, but I've never really done that. So how would we make it have a swing feel? In that case, I would add another percussion instrument. So I'm going to open up another Superior Drummer, and I'm going to open up Latin Cuban percussion. I like using this one. And then I'm going to go to the MIDI files. I can do this myself, but it's so much quicker like this. Go to swing 4/4, 4/4 straight patterns, and let's listen to them. Oh. It's going to be faster than that. Oh, I'm not, sorry, I shouldn't have chosen straight. I should have chosen swing. 4/4, 16. There you go. That has a swing to it. So I'll add that here. Let's listen to just the drum beat. Hello there, the complete Ample Guitars course is still available. Yes, Daniel, you can go to my website, hifimidi.com. If you can't find the link, some people have had issues clicking on the cart. Let me know, email me at hifimidi@gmail.com, and I will help you out there. All right, I'm gonna color code these. So as you can hear, that shaker adds that swing that Bridge might have been looking for. We might add, or I might add tambourine later on. So in this case, I'm going to start blending it a little bit. All right, let's go to the bass and make that sound a little bit more realistic with the drums. All right, so if you can see this grid, I'm going to zoom in on it. Actually, I'll do this. Hopefully it makes it a lot easier to see. So I have the swing set. I have the swing set. I have the swing applied to the quantize still, even on the bass. However, because the bass is on the eighth note, it's not really gonna take advantage of that swing in the quantize. Ba 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 ba. You see how the notes never fall on that swung section of the note. I want to hear how it sounds with a slap. Oops, wrong one. I forgot what note is what key switch is slap. B -1, okay. I might add little fills in later. It depends. Depends. All right, B -1, that's right here. Oops. So in order to apply this to the notes, I'll have to drag it like this. So we'll hear how it sounds. Okay, so that sounds pretty cool. I think this could make use of some ghost notes. And those could be on the swung rhythms. All right, let's see what, I think this is a ghost note. Oh, that's a loud mute. There it is, E0. So E0. Let's mute, solo that. And then right here on that swing, I'm going to add ghost note. Whoops. Why did I do that? So let's go back. That's going to give it that groove that bridge was probably looking for. That sounds really cool, actually. Ka-da-ka-dum, ka-da-ka-dum. Let me know if you can see this over the keyboard. Oh yeah, you can see it. All right, let me repeat that. I'll just delete this and then duplicate it. Easy as pie. I've never actually baked pie, so I don't know if it's actually easy or not. All right. All right, in some cases, I've been asked to slow down the piece. I usually wait until I have all the parts down, then I can disable the main track and hide it, and then really go at it. So let's let's listen to how it sounds a little slower. Okay, that sounds good. Let's hear that with the flutes. All right, now at this point, since I have a few instruments already set up, I'm going to start adding some effects to my master channel. So I'm going to go to the mix console, and then I go to the inserts. Right here on the master channel, this is what I typically do. I normally put an EQ on it, and this is very simple. At the beginning, I'll just take out any frequency below 30. Doesn't have to be exactly at 30, but you should listen to it. This is going to prevent any ultra low frequency from showing up in your mix. However, with sampled instruments, most of the time they already cut those out, but sometimes you do have them, especially in the case of a bass. But most of the time, they're going to be mixed perfectly, and you're not going to need to worry about that. But I still have it as a safeguard. I don't want things adding up and then sounding very boomy at the end. Sometimes I will add a little bit highs or a little bit of mids just to thicken it up. It depends on the song. Next, I add some saturation. I love using this plugin called Saturn. One of the presets I use is Warm Tube Bass, and I kind of start from there. What it does is it adds harmonic to certain frequencies, whichever you choose. You can choose how much drive it has. What drive does is that it glues everything together. It makes everything sound more harmonically rich. You'll be able to hear it. I'll just play this back to you and start adding some. Okay. It's just very subtle, but it makes a great deal of difference. The last thing I'm going to do is add some type of limiter. Now, this is going to depend on which platform you're going to put your music on. If it's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, it's all going to be different. So you're going to want to get the average of those. Like, what is your limit going to be? I like to set mine to about -2, -1, -2. And depending on the type of music, I will lower my threshold down enough so that it brings the overall volume up. If it's more of a classical piece, I'm going to set the threshold a little bit higher because I don't want the sound to sound really squashed. And if it's more of like electronic stuff, then I'm going to want it to pump, and then I'll set the threshold lower. So we're going to start lowering this and listen to where it sounds pretty punchy. Now, I'm going to exaggerate this real quick, and you're going to hear how bad it sounds. That's very crushed and distorted. I don't want that. I like it about here. All right. Now I have a initial big sound improvement. Next, I'm going to add some funk guitar if I have time. I'm going to have to end pretty soon because I have to leave. So for this one, I actually like using, if you notice, I've been using a lot of automatic stuff because sometimes it does sound better. It's nice to create your own melodies with a plugin that works like a real instrument. But sometimes having presets is a great thing. It's a great time saver. So in this case, I'm going to open up Scarby Funk Guitarist. This is an old plugin, but it's really powerful. Let's listen to it real quick. The most realistic funk guitar on the market still, because it's actual recordings of a performance. It's limited in some way, but because of that, but it's still really useful. So I'm gonna go ahead and type funk guitar. And in this case, I'm gonna have to set my own chords. So I'm gonna go to chords, chord mapping. Let's see, bricks. Let's see if that works. That's in D minor. Let's see if they have B flat anywhere around here. See, this is what I don't like about chord presets, is that they're all over the place. However, it's really easy to get the one that you want. Let me stop this real quick. All right, which octave am I going to use? C0, C1. Let's use C1. That's closest to my hand. So C1 on D. I want a D minor. So I'm gonna go to map, click D minor. Where is the minor? Oh, there it is. And there's 6 different options. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This one starts on fret 10, so it's gonna have a high sound. I want to listen to that one. I like that one, so I'm gonna click on that and set it to that D. Then I'm gonna click on a C major. Maybe add 9. That way I keep that D in there. Or let's see. This one starts on the 7th fret, so that's pretty close. But this one starts on the 8th. Okay, and then we have a B flat. I think it's a major 7. So B flat, major 7. Where is major 7? This is the problem with this, is that it's really tiny. I wish, oh, there it is. Okay, so I want something close to the 8th fret. So you want it to there you go. I'll add that to B flat. So let's go through those chords. And then the last chord is an A minor, I think, A minor. Maybe A minor 7. I like that. Okay, that's going to be at least our chord bass line for this. The funk rhythm might not match up with the drums, but this is why we're able to choose different rhythms. So in this case, I'm going to only solo the drums. I'm going to bring the guitar up here. Let's see. Don't want to solo that. So I'm going to type in, I'm going to click in D. Then C. Then B flat. All right. Next, it automatically started playing a rhythm, but that might not be the rhythm that I want. So we're going to audition real quick. I don't really like the other ones. I might have to cycle through some different variations, but in this case, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to keep that one rhythm. Maybe add some chucks right here. C sharp is chucks. So I can fill in that in. I'll add them on the 4th beat. And just randomize it. All right, let's listen to it again. All right, that sounds good, but this guitar sounds a little too mid-high heavy to me. So I'm going to thin it out a little bit. If I go to presets, I can brighten it up. Good, that sounds a lot better. I'm going to shift it over to the right side. That way we can have some space. And not gonna lie, you should add a little more swing to the bass and drums. You really can't add swing to the bass because it's not playing swung rhythms. Bump bump. Unless I fill it in, I will do it on the ghost notes. I'll check out how that sounds. All right, let's hear it with the flutes. Now, if I'm going to make it a little more funky, I'm going to have to change the overall rhythm of the melody. Bum, 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 ba-da, bum. Something like that. Bum, 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 ba-da, bum, 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 bum. I'll do that in just a bit. Let me just fix something here. So let's set this all the way up, actually, then. 100%. Only because it was suggested. You could also swing the rhythm on the guitar, so let's see if that adds any difference. Swing all the way up. Hey, that sounds pretty good, actually. Now, can we swing the kick? Yes, we can. Ugh, that sounds weird. What are you guys making me do? Da-da. Maybe if the kick hits like this. Da-da, ba-da. Ba-da, da-da. Whoops. All right, that's swung right there. So nobody tell me to do it any different. I'm kidding. So if you're just joining, this was simply me creating the structure of the song, because this is going to get more and more refined. As a matter of fact, here I'm gonna go ahead and close this project. And I'm going to open up the last project that I made for Bridge. It's called Lost Labyrinth. Do you want to activate the project? Yes, I do want to activate the project. Hopefully it's going to load the right instruments because I reinstalled Vienna, the Synchron instruments under iLok, so I'm not sure if that's going to mess things up. Uh-oh, what's going on? What's going on? I've never seen this before. What is happening? All right, in the meantime, I'm going to read some of the messages. Okay, so hey, what's up? I'm David. Oh, I see you're using Cubase. I've never used Cubase before, so pardon me. Actually, I haven't used any real DAW before because I'm still a bit young. We have flutes, but where's the saxophones and trumpets and brass? For the bass, have you tried a walking bass? Okay, I'd also add some groovy ghost notes for the snare. Yeah, actually, ghost notes on the snare is something that I mentioned that I would add if I wanted to get that swing rhythm. That would make a lot of sense because it would fall under those rhythms. This is a massive, massive track that I'm about to open up. Let's see, are you guys still there with me? So we've had 137 viewers so far. I'll try to edit this part out of the video in post-production. VSL. Yep, it is VSL. I knew it. If it doesn't load in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. But so let me know what you think about that idea I had of going live more often, but actually making guitar riffs using Ample Sound's Riffer and even Strummer. So I know there's an 8-second delay here, so I'll just wait for your responses if you are listening. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Like, share, comment below. And yeah, I'm just filling in time here. I think that's been more than 30 seconds. I'll try to be back on this week. I'm definitely going to do the Session Guitarist Electric Mint review, so stay tuned for that. Please hit that notification bell because I kind of do everything on a whim, depending on when I have free time. But I am going to do it, and I'm going to do a giveaway for that very same plugin. So thank you for watching this live stream, and I appreciate you. Take care.